So we're talking about how to build up your ankles for basketball. And interview I did with Dr. Myles Murphy, we broke down and talked about how you can rehab and perform to get your ankles better and healthier. I'm going to kind of spill more on this for you guys. And if you need more info on that, go watch the interview on my podcast channel at BeBall Jones Podcast. Go back and listen to it if you want more of this breakdown for you guys from a for real person. Like, he's a doctor. You feel me? I'm just a trainer, like to talk about the game, say a little bit, and give it to you guys. So he's somebody for real in this game that has a lot of credibility in this. And so if you want more on this, go rewatch and re-listen to that interview. If not, I'm gonna give you my little spiel here. So the three areas we're going to really focus on is going to be first, working on some plyometrics. Two, going to be working on strengthening the muscles and everything in and around the ankle. And last, going to be proprioception. It's basically just a fancy word for balance and knowing where you are in space. So when it comes to plyometrics, this is very important because you have this thing called the Achilles tendon in the back of your leg. And you have little ligaments and things that's attaching your bones and ligaments, and all these things together keep it connected. And plyometrics basically is a way to make sure that these things are staying strong and able to perform while you're going out there and lifting and working out and everything, or while you're out there hooping, running, cutting, jumping, all this great stuff that you're doing on the basketball court. So to strengthen your tendons and all these little things, you need to do some very low level plyometrics. So I'm not talking about the things you see people going up and try to dunk. I'm not talking about trying to jump on this, 4 foot tall plyo box. I'm not trying to talk about jumping over hurdles. I'm talking about jumping up and trying to smack the wall. I'm just talking about very low level, called an extensive plyometrics or very low level plyometrics. Something like jumping rope, very light, something that's not going to cause too much wear and tear on your body, but it's going to help build the tendons up and called build capacity. Basically, thinking about if you have a cup, you're going to expand the cup and the cup's going to get bigger, or a bowl going to get bigger to where you can pour more into it now. So if your ankles are able to have healthy tendons, you can load them up better. So now you're going to do better when it comes to these bigger jumps and doing more of these jumps throughout the season, throughout the year. So if you're able to do your jump ropes, or maybe you're doing lateral line hops, 1 foot and 2 foot, progressing things that way, able to really make more gains and more benefits to your tendons and ligaments, everything down from the knee and below. Now you can have healthy ankles and healthier feet, healthier, everything from the leg below. But one thing you can do that will really help you out is really scaling it through a thing called a metronome. Metronome is basically a thing that keeps pace in music. If you ever hear musicians go off and it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That thing is basically a metronome that keeps them on certain beats, keep them on cadence, keep them on time, keep them in rhythm. So you use this for yourself, for your biometrics, as a way to kind of measure and track the speed or the force you're putting in with these jumps. So get the metronome and put it at 60 BPM, or beats per minute. When you do this, you're going to jump and land on the beat. So at 60, you're going to jump and land at that pace. If that's easy for you, you're going to do this for about 20 seconds. If that's easy for you, jump up to about 75 beats per minute, and jump up to about 90, jump up to about 100 and 115. And then go about no more than like 125, I believe, 115. And once that gets easy, you're going to restart and go back down to the next second. So you go 20 seconds, then you might want to go about 25, and then go about 30, 35, 45, up to a minute. So all those are easy for you. At 60 beats per minute, you're going from 20 seconds at 60 beats per minute, go to 25, and go up to 30, 35, 45, 60. If that's easy, boom, increase it. So now you're going from 60 beats per minute to like 75 beats per minute. And keep going up there to where you're going to go fully to about 120 something, I believe. And from there, you're going to be able to have better ankles at performance because you're going to increase the speed. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And by increasing that pace and that speed, your tendon and your everything with your ankle and your foot is becoming more accustomed to jumping and landing with this load on there. So now you're going to have better performance when you get back on the court because your body has, once again, increased capacity to be able to handle more load to where your ankles are going to be healthier for you. But also make sure with these plyometrics, you're not just standing in one spot. These are great and it's cool for your Achilles, but you want to get, we talk about this next with strengthening them, but your ankles on the side, you're going to be able to strengthen that too. So by changing directions a little bit, you're going to add more of that too. So changing direction is going to be good for handling your ankle, will be able to handle different angles of that speed, pace and speed when you're going on the court, cutting and everything. Secondly, we're talking about strengthening them. So when we're talking about strengthening them, obviously the big one you got to take care of is calf raises. That's going to help you strengthen your calf muscle. That calf muscle goes down into the Achilles tendon we talked about earlier. That's going to be strengthening that piece as well. So when you have strong calves, it's going to be able to be stronger ankles, it's going to be able to have stronger feet. You want to make sure that you're also strong, like I said before, with your foot at different angles. So you want to be strong in dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. Basically, your foot's going to be going up and down, basically. You want to be strong in this way by doing your calf raises. Then you're going to be strong called in inversion and eversion. Your foot being able to turn in and out. So the way you do that one is you can get a mini band, and so I have the band pulling my foot this, sorry for audio listeners, but I have a band attached to my foot this way and I'm pushing and going out that way. Or I reverse, so I'm going this way, tension is pulling my foot this way, and my ankle is going to be pulling back that way. That's my foot. So you're going to strengthen all the way around your ankle by going dorsiflexion and plantar flexion, inversion and eversion by pulling that band. Also, something like I call it, it's called ABCs. So you take your foot and you stick it out, and you're just going through and drawing the alphabet with your foot. And you're doing all capital letters. So you make sure that when you're going through the motion, it has a little bit of mobility in there, and it's going to strengthen your leg about going through all this range of motion. If you want to add more strength to it, you can add weight to it. So you can get a small little band or something, attach it to a light plate, a 5 pound plate, 2.5 pound plate, attach it there, hook it up to your foot so it's hanging off. You can go through the motions, you can do circles, big circles, mini circles, or go through the alphabet as well. That's going to add mobility as well as strength. And proprioception is going to be great for you because you get into a space where you know where your body is. So you get a awareness when you're cutting and turning into the lane, you know where somebody's foot is at. And your body's able to recognize where your body's at in this space. So if it lands funny and kind of weird, or you know, the biggest one we always have is I'm going up for a layup and I come back down, land on somebody's foot. Or I'm jumping up for a rebound, come down, land on somebody's foot. Without the plyos, without the strength, without the proprioception, your body's not going to be aware of it. It's not going to brace for contact because it's too weak for not being strong enough. Because you jumped and land more than like we needed to, you might have a tear in your Achilles. Because the body's not having this built-up awareness of where we are in space, your brain can't brace for that impact like it could or should. So now when you land, the brain's like, "Oh snap, what happened here?" And it's not able to brace for it. So then you have an ankle sprain, you have rolled ankle. So you need to be able to work on a proprioception as well. So you start doing this by going down to these 5 levels. Technically 4 levels, but it's going to go 5. So first, you're standing on one leg. You're going to be standing up there with your eyes open, going for about a minute. Next, you're going to go and is able to turn your head. Next, you're going to be able to close your eyes. So you stand there, your eyes are closed, just looking straight forward, trying to balance, and you're going to feel the instability in your ankle, but I promise you, you're going to be fine. You need to be on a wall, grab a pole, stand on a squat rack or whatever, a chair in front of you to where you catch it if you need to. Now, just on that one leg, your eyes are closed, but now you're still turning your head side to side. And then lastly, you're going to do the same thing all over again, but this time you're going to have your heel elevated, meaning you're going to be standing more on the ball of your foot or on your toes almost. Going back over. So eyes are open, then you're going to turn your head, your eyes are closed, your eyes closed while you're turning your head. All this is going to be great because you're going to be able to have your body and mind be on one balance and say, hey, this is my body is, this is where I'm at, I'm aware of all these things. And now you're able to really sit down and say, hey, foot, we're here, ankle, we're here, lower legs, we're here. You have the connection now. So now you can control your body a little bit more in this wild game we call basketball. And last but not least, mobility. Now, this is built upon what we did before. And a lot of times we talk about mobility and we think about it as flexibility, same, similar, but different. So with your ankle mobility, you're going to be able to have, once again, that dorsal and plantar flexion, you're going to be able to have that in the right way because if your foot and ankle is not able to move how it needs to, it's going to move up to your knee or hips to make sure you get in a position that you need to. So let's say that you're trying to get down the defensive position or you're trying to explode for a jump or some type, whatever. If your ankle's not able to move, it's going to move instead of coming down looking like more like a squat, look more like a hinge. It's probably the best place for you to be in if your body is performing better in more of a squat pattern. So if you squat down, meaning that your chest is going to be up a little bit more, and you're going to be having more straight up vertical shape to your body almost, rather than a hinge where your chest is going to be down more. Your chest is going to be close to the ground. It's a little bit different for you. So everybody can't perform in both of those. You might be better at one than the other. But doing this mobility stuff is going to help you out because now you're able to get your body in a more natural position that it should be in because you're more adept to being, or you perform better being like this in this way. So doing these mobility drills will help you out to get your ankle to move a little bit more, move a little bit better how it needs to, so your body can perform in any position. So wall taps, basically saying that how we're going to get a so we're going to have be in a half kneeling position, and you're going to have your knee close to this wall. And you want to start off having your finger there. And you want to keep adding. Always you get the four fingers, or if you need to get always to like a credit card or ID or whatever, you want to have it where your toes are at the end of the card or your fingers. You're going to be able to lean forward and tap your knee to that wall. And that's going to give an indication or just, be aware of how mobile you are in your ankle. And then if you suck at it, all right, cool. We're going to work on it. So you can do things to where you're gonna lean and get your knees over your toes more. And you don't want to just do this all body weight, all this little body weight mobility stuff. Because it's gonna be cool for a moment, but you want to get your body to say, hey, I'm able to move only to here, now from here to here. The way to get that down is by saying, hey, I'm going to add weight and add some load to my body to make you know that, hey, we're gonna be here, we're gonna be comfortable here, we're gonna be strong here too. And you get a lot of times when people do these yoga classes and all these stretches and things, and they're cool for the moment, or they're freeing up in this new range, but they're not strong there. Your body isn't as comfortable there. So you want to add some load to it and be strong in these positions and not just able to move and be free in these positions. So add a little bit of weight. So it might just be uh, same thing in a half kneeling position. You just lean forward and you just sit there for a second, leaning forward. And you have some weight there. Or then you put some weight on top of your knee. Same thing, leaning forward. And increase the weight, increase the time as you're leaning forward. Get your ankle stronger so you're able to be a little bit more mobile and strong in these positions versus just strong overall or just mobile overall. So this is a breakdown for you. The main core four things you need to have to build your ankles up. You need to be able to have plyometrics, very low level jumps, extensive jumps. You need to be able to strengthen the muscles, mainly calf muscles, but other muscles and smaller muscles around your ankle and your foot and your lower leg. You need to be able to do proprioception of your brain, being aware of knowing where your body is. It's going to be dope for you to know where your body is in space. And last but not least, mobility, so you're able to move and wiggle around how you need to get in and out of the positions to be a dope athletic hooper and mover. So appreciate you tuning in. If you found value in it, drop a comment below. Appreciate you. See you next one.